Greetings and salutations, all. It is I, Josh Feinics, here with my sister from another Mr. Jade Feinics.
What up?
And we are here for this week's edition of the Feinics Gate, entitled RAWR, Attack of the Groans.
That's right.
Now, before we get started to that, our main subject, those of you who are following our Instagram page would have noticed that I teased that I will be doing some epic beer snobbery at the beginning of our broadcast. And the chosen beer at hand is Morticia Imperial Stout from the Barrier Brewing Company, here.
Show the nice little pictures.
Here you go. There we go.
Totally see it.
Yeah.
Yes.
From our friends at the Barrier Brewing Company, right here in Oceanside, Long Island, New York.
Ooh, Oceanside.
Try to figure I'd keep it local this week, and we shall see. I've had this bottle in my fridge for a couple of months, but thankfully, stouts age very well the longer you keep them in the fridge.
It's true. It's true.
So let us see what we got.
Epic beer snobbery. How's it taste?
Actually, it's really like if
Stouty?
you like, it's like malty and like dark, but it's almost like I woke up with an epic hangover and I needed my morning coffee.
So it's like coffee stout?
It's like Bustelo stout. It's like super dark coffee. It's like it's like alcoholic Bustelo. And given the fact that I'm half Puerto Rican, it's okay by me.
I want to taste it.
Sure.
Taste it. So I'm on an all liquid diet for the next month, whether I like it or not.
Thankfully, beer is liquid.
Thankfully, beer is a liquid. So let's see. I see what you mean about that Bustelo taste. Ooh, it's got a nice little after kick too. Like bang, right there.
Yep, and I like
it.
I figured we're getting into the colder weather. That is stout weather. And why not kick it off with a dark and spooky Christmas from our friend Morticia.
My favorite.
Of the Addams family.
It's true. When people always sit there and be like, oh, I want to love like Harley Quinn and the Joker. Bitch. I want to love like Morticia and Gomez. That's what I want. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, because like, why do I need Stockholm Syndrome?
No. Stockholm Syndrome or, a physically, emotionally, and spiritually abusive relationship.
Yeah. I mean, did you hear now that coming in February, she's going to be the Robin to Batman?
Okay.
Yeah.
Those of you that are running the big comic book labels, can I just give a really simple question? When did you let these trust fund entitled hipsters start writing your storylines?
When everybody died.
Sadly true.
Yep. Wow.
But that's
depressing.
All right, let's pick it up. So, like I said.
Would you stop, Tony? Every podcast, he has to be like on top of you.
Now, Tony, I don't swing that way. That being said, the title of our broadcast tonight is called RAWR, Attack of the Groans, because it came to my attention that coming in 2019, they are rebooting one of the most classic cartoons that we all grew up with, that being Masters of the Universe.
Oh.
Now, as you can see by my shirt that says Make Eternia Great Again.
My shirt just says help.
Well, yeah, that's usually what your facial expression says when you're around me.
Not really. Mostly when I'm probably, my facial expression, I'm going to have to hide the help expression on Saturday. Because what are we doing on Saturday,
Saturday
Josh?
is WinterCon, and the Feinics Gate is ready for Asuka.
Oh, and Bray Wyatt.
And we will face off with the Eater of Worlds as well.
Do we want to tell them what our cosplay is? I mean, because honestly, it's not really that much of a secret.
No, it's not.
It's not really that much of a secret.
We are doing our winter version of our Luna and Artemis.
Yeah. So if you guys are fans of Sailor Moon.
And if you're not, why not?
Well, because, whatever. We are the cats. Because that's what we do. It's what actually I'm known for. And now you will be too, because you're the only guy that I know of in any of the cosplay circles for any Sailor Moon cosplay that does it.
Mm-hmm.
Rock on.
Yep. Because my moon crystals are bigger than anybody else's. But anyway, like I said, found out they're rebooting Masters of the Universe. So I figured it would be remiss of me to not go and look over some of the remakes that they've made of these classic cartoons, good and bad.
And the ones that are coming out.
Yeah. Now I'm going to start on an upswing. One of the classics, the remake of Voltron. Very, very well done.
Very good.
kept up with the original characters. It even had
It added some.
And it added some, but it had that little funny jab that kind of like, all right, I remember where I came from. That was one of the first couple episodes when Keith first shows up and they go, hey, look, Keith still got a mullet.
Yeah.
First time I saw that,
I
think I spit beer out.
I'm pretty sure.
I was like, oh my God.
It was total anime style with the kind of like going
absolutely.
on there. But
absolutely.
Honestly, I've kept up with it as best I can. I fell off, actually, I think, after season 3. I'm far behind because I think they're on season 5, I believe, on Netflix right now. Netflix, once again, killing it with the anime game.
Yeah.
I'm very much enjoying Voltron. I've been enjoying Voltron, and I'm not upset that DreamWorks redid it.
No, I thought I was going to be, and I'll admit, I came in there expecting to be disappointed. And boy, was I wrong, and I can admit that I was wrong.
It's true, because both of us were like, oh, please don't be the Cars. Please don't be the Cars. Please don't be the Cars.
Nope, but it was the Lions.
It was the Lions, and they've kept it as the Lions, which makes me happy. Makes me very happy. Yes, Voltron, the Legendary Defender, is awesome, Jeff.
Indeed.
And hi, Jeff. Thank you for tuning in.
Hi, Jeff.
Usual.
My name's Jeff.
Juggy!
That having been said, I think we're going to segue into one where I think Jade is going to take the forefront because she's probably watched a little more of it than I have, and that's the unfortunate remake of She-Ra, Princess of Power.
I unfortunately have watched the entire thing because it was like one of those train wrecks when you just can't look away. And
like, oh my God. Okay, what's going on?
Okay, so let's not get this twisted. She-Ra is quite possibly one of my favorite cartoons from the 80s. I have like a checklist when it comes to certain people. Like, I know I'm going to get along with you if you like the original Thundercats, if you like the original My Little Pony, and She-Ra.
Jade and Ed.
Ed? Who's Ed?
Who's Ed?
I don't know. Hi, David.
Again,
that's Josh.
Josh Feinics, not Ed Feinics.
I don't know what that is.
Wow, that sounds like a really bad, like, entitled hipster clothing line. Ed Feinics.
Ed Feinics.
Anyway.
Oh, the cat got into the bathroom. Anyways, I just realized that now because of that, you can see my entire back of my hair in the back of the camera. Whatever. It's all right, Dave.
All good. I forgive you.
You're forgiven. You're forgiven.
Thankfully, there's alcohol. Alcohol makes forgiveness that much easier.
The creator of Avatar: Last Bender did what, She-Ra? Because if he did, was he M. Night Shyamalaning it? Because fuck you. Fuck you. I understand that they're trying to introduce more PC princesses, because honestly, it's not even She-Ra, Princess of Power. It's She-Ra and the Princesses of Power.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even just her being the only Princess of Power. Now you have all these other princesses, which, yes, you did have in the original. And yes, there were things that, kind of was like to the original. But fuck you.
Yeah.
All right.
If you were M. Night Shyamalaning it, here's your twist ending. Your series sucks.
It really does. The only thing. Oh, they did Voltron. Okay, That's why it's good. That's why it's good.
Okay.
All right. But no, what I was saying is the only good thing that came out of this new She-Ra cartoon was I enjoyed that they played up the relationship between Catra and Adora. Where in the original series, they really didn't. And I really do enjoy that they actually kind of gave a couple of the other women from Hordak's crew a little bit more screen time.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that part. Like, let's not get me wrong. I'm always going to vote for the cat.
Yeah. I mean, maybe and I'm going to reference a YouTube video, maybe only, 3-4 minutes long, but I'd rather watch this spoken video on repeat till the end of time rather than watch She-Ra. And that was, somebody took the old school She-Ra action figures and like other toys, and they did a
Robot Chicken stuff?
No, it was like Robot Chicken, but they did a stop motion rendition of
the entire series.
No, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember what song it was from Wicked. It was one of the songs from Wicked, and it was She-Ra and Evelyn.
Oh! It was probably the one where Glinda's
Loathing.
Yes,
Loathing. They did it with Evelyn as Elphaba and She-Ra as Elphaba. I'm sorry, Glinda.
I was gonna say.
And they brought in like Jurassic Park toys and Transformers, all this shit, and it was really funny. And if you want to see it, look it up on YouTube because it's really, really worth watching.
It's actually funny because like the other thing that I would probably rather watch than watch She-Ra on Netflix again is that freaking meme video where you have He-Man going, hey, yeah,
the Four Non-Blondes song.
Yes. Okay, that's
funny.
that's how much better these fucking videos on YouTube are than this goddamn show on Netflix. And the thing that pisses me off is they had this big thing at Comic-Con for this show
with a big She-Ra you can take pictures in front of.
And they changed her outfit. I mean, it's like, and then they kind of Steven Universed it a little bit too,
a little bit, yeah.
Especially with the animation style.
Yeah,
the animation styles. I mean, let's not get me wrong. I mean, we're going 80s style what was it, Funimation stuff kind of thing where you have
Funimation, Saban, Deke.
Right. You're going from that where obviously everything is redone, reused because it was so no budget back then to having a way bigger budget and still fucking it up.
I'll take the smaller budget and the better storylines and animation. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, I mean, like, you made, like, there's the one thing that I hated the most was, like, I wanted to punch Glimmer in the face, like, the whole time. You made her into a fat, short, whiny brat. Glimmer in the original series was tall, sexy, and fucking powerful. This bitch is just like, blink.
Let me put it out there. If you do the same thing with Orko or Cringer.
There is no Orko. There is no Cringer. They don't even have freaking Cowl in this fucking show. There's no Cowl!
I have a particular set of skills that make me a problem for people like you. Put them back in, or I will find you. No. And I will kill you.
But they do have Madame Raz, and you know what they turned around and made her? A fucking hermit. They made her a crazy hermit who doesn't know which end is up, and keeps referring to Adora as the predecessor, the previous She-Ra. I'm sorry. When the fuck did all of a sudden She-Ra have different incarnations? Because in this show, she does. So if you haven't watched it, spoiler, Steven fucking Universe. That's it.
Don't be mad about the spoilers. We done did you a favor.
You don't waste your time on the fucking 12 episodes. I mean, I like Catra. I might actually even cosplay the outfit that they gave her because it's actually pretty good. I like it. And they really gave her a backstory and they really explored why her and Adora were so close. That is the only bright light in this entire fucking shit show that She-Ra was on Netflix. And I think we should go into another one because I'm just going to be like, fuck you.
Now, I'm kind of not, I don't want to say indifferent about this next one, but I have good feelings and I have bad feelings. And that was, I think it was maybe 5-6 years ago, they reanimated and redid Thundercats.
I liked that one though.
There were certain parts of it I liked.
You want to know what it is with that remake of Thundercats.
Okay.
Number one, the anime style was fantastic.
Yeah, that I didn't have an issue.
That was fantastic. They followed, actually, believe it or not, the storyline that goes in the comic book series that came out from the 80s show, where it actually follows up to where they would eventually end up with War Dogs, which I love that comic book series. It was amazing. I had no real issues with that Thundercat remake.
My issue sort of not so much the animation style, but the character frame choosing where we go to the classic Thundercats where Lionel's big and powerful. And I understand when they land on Earth 2, he's supposed to be a teenager. So,
no, he's still supposed to be a preteen, but because of some malfunction, he's a big bruiser with the mind of a child. So technically, and this is me being so non-PC right now, technically in the 80s, Lionel had autism.
Yeah, kind of, except he could talk to people.
Could he, though?
Yeah, he was always talking to
Lionel, Lord of the Thundercats.
But he talked to Panther, he talked to Tigra, Chitara.
But he knew them.
Yeah,
but he knew them. When he introduced himself to everybody else, technically, he kind of had autism.
Yeah. But in that...
How's that for being PC,
I understand that, he's supposed to be a teenager, a preteen, whatever. But if you look at the two, then you're saying while he was on Earth 2, he started doing a shitload of steroids to get from that what I call the Hot Topic sized large, like the skinny emo frame teen.
See, if you're noticing in the comments, we have a conflicting Opinion here. My boy Robin from Podcasting Network, plug. He did not like the remake, but Juggy really did. I agree with Juggy on the animation. The animation was fantastic.
Yes, I had no problem with it. It's just the way, guess
the
continuity.
Storyline.
The continuity wise,
Yeah.
he goes from this, like I said, a size Hot Topic large to this hulking, like, great defender of Thundera.
Yeah.
Like, if they had made him, like, maybe the build of, like
Chris Jericho?
Yeah, like a Jericho, like a running back.
Yeah.
Football. Like a running back's build. Like, muscular but thin.
You know what it was? Is if they had made him go from, like, Chris Jericho to, say,
Brock Lesnar?
Roman Reigns. I would say more Roman Reigns.
Yeah. But that's what it looks like now. It's going...
Right.
Actually, no. It's going from, like, Brian Kendrick to Brock Lesnar.
Hi, Robin. I'm going to be doing a lot of shout-outs right now because, like, we're going to do all sorts of shit because, like we mentioned before, WinterCon is this weekend. So what does that also mean is happening Saturday night? Brain fart?
We're going to be
hosting an after party.
Yeah, at the after party.
Yes, the Phoenix Gate is partnering up with the Second Rounds NYC and their special guest from the Second Rounds Florida edition, Mr. Oh So Smooth. Shout out to him.
So smooth.
Oh, so smooth. I mean, it's like a baby's bottom. Like, totally.
It's like a greasy dolphin.
He's a greased up deaf guy. Anyways, he's going to be there, and it's actually a three-way battle between him, Mr. A-Town Ryan from the New York City edition, and the Notorious Bex, the current Who You Got champion. And they're going to play doing a Who You Got challenge, and we're all going to be there. We're all going to be running, like I said, you and I are going to be running around like crazy cats in elf costumes, and
which
is going to be awesome.
I'm going to put it out there right now. If we reach 2,000 likes on this broadcast, 2,000 likes.
Maybe we should just say 200.
250.
Okay, 250. 250
likes. We will keep the costumes on for the after party.
True.
And we will pose for pictures with as many of you as you'd like.
As many of you that show up.
So show up. It's
exactly.
It's going to be a wicked piss of a time.
It's going to be a great time. We actually just got word that a couple of the guys that we met at GameCon are going to be there with their game. The guys,
the
Bomber Barn.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be there, and that game is fantastic. And we were talking about it while we were playing the game. How there's a shot game that you could play where every single time your character dies, you have to take a shot. Yeah. Roll a 20-sided dice after your after party. No, no, I'm not going to be carrying around my die. That's special.
I'm a living, breathing natural 20.
It's okay. Anyways. Oh, and the other good thing is that, because we're plugging everything right now, so why don't we plug what we're doing in January? The Podcast City Network 1 year.
That's right. I wasn't sure if that was, up for public consumption.
No, it's up for public consumption.
Coming in near the end of January comes the 1 year?
1 year anniversary of Podcast City Network, and us from the Phoenix Gate will be traveling down south and invading to join our brothers and sisters of the rest of the network and kicking some serious ass and having a fucking killer time.
For the Horde! Even though I play Alliance. But I had to
do both.
I usually play the Nelf Hunter.
Night elves. That's me. I'm a night elf.
Well, yeah,
World of Warcraft.
What? Even though I have to really get...
I know,
I want to get back into it, but people tell me I shouldn't bother. And just tell me I should stick to playing Overwatch and Smite.
Anyways.
Yeah.
We'll go into Gamer Days another time.
Yeah.
But so that's the plug, and we're plugging Podcast City Network, and we're plugging Second Rounds New York, Second Rounds Florida. Yay.
And the Bomber Barn.
So everybody's getting their plugs and shout outs, and we all love you. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just very cranky because I'm very hungry because I can't eat solid food.
Hashtag whiny and hangry.
I know.
Now, this next series we're going to talk about actually has had a couple different reboots over the years. Some good and some what the actual fuck. And that is the classic I believe, was it Sunday mornings when it used to come on originally? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I believe. Saturday mornings? Yeah, because I would be getting out of CCD class and running home to catch it.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. First of all, the original, phenomenal. So well made. Such an engaging storyline.
To this day.
Yeah. Like, I could flip that on and just...
binge.
Well, I mean, just go back through time and just be freaking 9 years old.
Fruit Loops.
Eating fruit. Oh, Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms.
Or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But going back through time and watching those cartoons over. Now, in 2012, they went with the more comic book style. Where
I didn't watch it.
Where all the turtles had a slightly different skin tone.
Didn't watch it.
I had no issues with that. Now, there was one, I don't remember what year it was, where it was implied that the turtles had some sort of special mutagen power, and they would, like, kind of hulk out and be all... They kind of looked like Slash.
Slash?
Remember the evil turtle Slash?
Kind of.
Come on, you played Turtle in Time.
Years ago! It's been a long time.
You didn't get the remake when it came out?
No. I'm working on it.
I'm mildly disappointed.
I'm gonna have to go get that now.
I'm mildly disappointed in you.
You should be.
Okay.
I'm mildly disappointed in myself.
Yeah. But yeah, they all just sort of looked very primal and hulky, and just sort of out of the teenagers. They're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You know, Leonardo leads, Donatello does machines. Raphael is crude, and Michelangelo is a party dude. You stick with that, you got a solid series.
It's true.
And then they just started, you know, a lot of the villain. You know, you had Shredder, you had Krang, you had the Stone Warriors from the original.
So these originals showed, because like I said, I didn't watch the 2012 version.
The 2012 was stuck, but then they started adding in
the storyline.
They started I can't remember which incarnation it was, where they started adding a lot of weird villains, like Mutaman, where it's just like this.
Oh wait, was that like, I think I read a story about this. Was that one of these guys that
he got exposed to mutant, but rather than turning into like another animal or something like that, he's just like a puddle of goo.
Right, I think I think that's how like he created like an evil turtle or something. Venus de Milo. Was that in 2012?
Venus de Milo. There was a live action turtle series.
Okay, yeah.
Which was okay, and it brought in Venus de Milo, and you know what? I give them credit because
the Lost Turtle Sister.
Yeah, the Lost Turtle Sister, and she was actually named after something from the Renaissance, like the other turtles.
Right.
So that I kind of bought. But then you have your classic villains. You have your Bebop, you have your Rocksteady, you have Dirtbag, Ground Chuck.
Well, considering it's not Seamus.
Yeah. Now, you know what? I bought Seamus as Rocksteady, even though he was Irish. And I even bought the black dude as Bebop.
I don't know who played it.
I can't remember the actor's
I'll
name.
look it up.
But he had the purple sunglasses, he had the purple mohawk, and actually Mikey even says, "Oh, keeping the mohawk up. Good for you." I am loud. I can't help it.
I know, but I just don't want our levels to be all bullshit.
I'm speaking while Irish.
Then people yell at us, and we get yelled at for bad levels. Whatever. So wait, I'm looking up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live action. So keep talking.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, now the one where they like mutagen power and they got all hulky and stuff, like it just, I don't know. I didn't like it. I like the fact that they had some enhanced abilities because they are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But they didn't need, in the original, they didn't need like a Hulk out mode. They
didn't?
No, they didn't. You know what? If they were getting beat down by Shredder or whoever else, they figured out another way to get around it. Plus, it didn't really give Donatello's gadgets much
play
because that was the...
But that's the thing, is he always had great gadgets.
Turtle van, the turtle blimp, the turtle boat.
All right, and then they had Megan Fox as April O'Neil. No.
Yeah, since we're gonna go into
I'm not all right with
that.
No,
yeah, that was the movie. Now, if you want to go back to that animated Ninja Turtles movie they made, minus the lack of original villain, like classic villains, it was good. I was actually cool with Sarah Michelle Gellar as April O'Neil in the animated one.
I could take that.
Especially because April was like kind of like a ninja too.
All right, Gary Anthony Williams. That's who played Bebop.
Gotcha.
Got it. Sorry about that.
And it was Tyler Perry as Baxter Stockman.
Yes.
I kind of liked it because he got sent off somewhere. Now,
Alan Richardson played Raphael in the new movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I'm upset about that.
No, I'm
actually okay with Stephen Amell being Casey Jones.
Oh yeah, I actually really liked that. I didn't watch
these movies for the simple fact that I was told they were garbage.
a lot of stuff of it was garbage. The choice for Shredder, because it was the same guy in both movies, was good. Brad Garrett is Krang. Meh. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. Especially because let us step back in time for a second.
Right. Well, I mean, we're kind of also going off topic.
Yes, but the classic Krang.
Sounded like this when he talked. Yes, he did.
And then Brad Garrett. Meh. Exactly. Just like Brad Garrett is Eeyore in that Winnie the Pooh movie.
I refuse to watch anything involved with Winnie the Pooh. I actually hate Winnie the Pooh.
Do you?
I do.
Why do you hate Winnie the Pooh?
I will tell you off air.
I
will just say one word and you'll know immediately why I associate Winnie the Pooh. Troll whore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, that having been said, I'm going to briefly touch on, there was a couple other incarnations of the Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon.
Yes, there was.
Now, mind you, they had two running simultaneously. You had the one that was on Channel 11 that was funny and campy and goofy, and that was great. And then you had the really dark one that was on Saturday mornings that was dystopian.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie,
that one was
I really liked that one too.
Mm-hmm.
But then you had Sonic Underground, where magically there's now 3 hedgehogs and they're a band or some shit like that. Like, yo, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know that this is a conflicting opinion online right now about people our age screaming about people younger than us laying their hands on our childhood. Keep your grubby paws off what we got. Okay, this is why we had it.
We were here first.
Yeah, pretty much. We had these cartoons first. We're the ones that grew up with them. We're the ones that developed personality traits secondary to some of these cartoons. You are the generation of Steven Universe and fucking what are the Avatar: The Last Airbender, which was still very, very fucking good. I still did enjoy that.
Yeah.
But you are still that generation. What other cartoons that are like younger but still good?
Adventure Time.
Adventure Time. I love Adventure Time.
Adventure Time.
I love Adventure Time. But this is your generations of cartoons. This is your bread and butter. These are the ones that you're going to talk about to your children, the way we talk about to, God forbid we ever breed, the way we talk about with younger people, the way we talk about with our friends' kids, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Layla, stop! It's like, just stop.
Stop.
I mean, because like we can,
Stop
since
it.
I'm not really too versed on the whole Teenage Ninja Turtles, we can actually go into another one that is coming out that got pushed back because of the great uproar that it caused. And we already did touch on it a little bit already. The 3rd remake of the Thundercats.
I'm going to reserve my judgment, but...
No, I'm not reserving judgment. Did you see that anime style?
No, I didn't.
No. It literally looks like you drew it on a napkin
While having a seizure?
And they make everybody look fucking stupid. Like, literally, it's supposed to be like slapstick comedy, and it's not.
Okay, Thundercats can have funny moments. It is not slapstick comedy.
It's a drama.
It is the last outpost of Thundera trying to make a new world on Earth 2.
Yeah, where everybody basically of their entire race fucking died. How are you going to turn that into a joke? No, and let me see. I'm going to put you up a picture of the anime style right now, and you can make a freaking judgment on your own. Mm-hmm. But this got pushed back because do you know who decided to create this monstrosity?
Who?
A hipster with a man bun. A man bun. No, we're done now.
I have so much rage deep inside me right now.
Express it.
I think if I tried to express it, I might spontaneously combust.
I need you to look at this picture. This is what they've done to our Thundercats.
So they Steven Universed it.
They worse than Steven Universed it. They turned it into a bastard child.
Actually, no. You know what that animation style is? Seth MacFarlane's cartoon cavalcade of comedy. That little short they had.
Look at it. Look at this. I don't even know if you can see it. Look at it. Look at that bullshit. That's this. No.
Stop it. Stop it.
Look what they did to the fucking mutants.
What
no.
the,
Focus.
There we go.
Focus. This is what they're calling a fucking Thundercats reboot.
Is this what you people want to be watching? If this is, you know what? Then I don't want to live on this world anymore.
I need to seriously. We landed on Mars the other day. I want to go too.
Yeah.
I'll take that 3-year journey. I don't give a fuck right now.
Yeah. Because as long as we get why.
Because of us, people like us that literally turned around and was like, no, bad hipster bitch, bad man bun, no. That's literally what happened. So they pushed it back to 2019 release instead. It was supposed to, I think, come out in April of this year. So angry now. He's trying to contain the rage.
Okay, so we're going to talk about another series right now, which had a short span of time between the original incarnation and the remake. And that is an anime that, you know what, being a guy, I'm not afraid to admit I enjoyed, and that's the Powerpuff Girls.
I did not watch the remake, but I know they added like an older sister.
They added like an older sister, and it's all about being culturally sensitive, and that's
He's not happy. I mean, stop.
And that's not the reason that, you know, I dislike it, but they added a fourth. Are you
upset about the Thundercats too?
Yes, he is.
Look at his face. He's like, yes.
Yes.
I'm very upset.
I'm very, very angry.
I am too, bud.
Okay.
Anyways,
but yeah,
sorry.
Then they remade Powerpuff Girls. Now, little known fact, they were planning an anime redo of the Powerpuff Girls.
I would have liked that.
And I saw the opening. It's on YouTube. Look it up. Their transformation, well, they almost have like a little power-up thing. We're kind of, but it's
like Sailor Moon.
Yeah, it's almost Sailor Moon-esque.
Kind of like that.
And it was kind of cool. And they looked like real people. Would they have had
hands?
They had real hands. They had 5 fingers on each hand. Do you
remember that cartoon, Totally Spies?
Mm-hmm.
Would it have the same style?
No, it was anime style.
You don't remember Totally Spies? It was an anime, 3 girls.
No, I remember Totally Spies. No, but it was more
like, would you say Sailor Moon style? No. Brand new Sailor Moon style?
No, more
Cowboy Bebop?
No, almost like a Neon Genesis.
Evangelion.
Yes, almost like
that. Which is coming to Netflix.
Yes, coming to Netflix. Thank you, Netflix. That was probably one of the first animes I ever watched as a kid.
Yeah.
And I had the great fortune a couple of years ago at Icon to be a handler for Tiffany Grant, who's the voice of Asuka.
Still one of the people that I would plan on cosplaying once I'm skinny. Thank you, fucking gastric sleeve.
Yes. But thank you to Netflix and actually to whoever made, you understand that there's now a mobile Evangelion game on the phones.
Yes.
And it actually looks pretty good.
Yes.
I plan on downloading it at some point and trying it out.
I'm pretty happy about that. So anyways, the new remake of Powerpuff Girls.
They had to add a Powerpuff Girl of color.
Sorry.
And they made her purple, just like they did on the Fairly Odd Parents when they decided to add Poof. They made him purple, which actually made it clear that Wanda was cheating on Cosmo. Because who has purple eyes? Wandissimo. But anyway.
That's also a very good show, but thank God they're not remaking that one.
Powerpuff Girls, the storyline in and of itself, they sort of kept the whole canon.
Okay.
But it's
look at Tony looking at the camera.
It was just sort of added in. It was just, it felt forced.
It felt forced. The new Powerpuff Girl you know what it probably was? They're trying to drum up the nostalgia that they had with Dexter's Laboratory, the original Powerpuff Girls, all that stuff.
Samurai
Jack, Johnny Bravo,
now,
Ed and Eddie.
Those of you that may be watching us and have no idea what Samurai Jack or Ed and Eddie or the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy are,
Google it, bitches.
Figure it out. Because these were great early 2000s cartoons.
2001 to 2003.
Yeah. That was Toonami. That was the heart of Toonami.
It was cartoon, actually.
Yes, you're right.
And
Samurai Jack came on at Toonami, I believe.
No, it was still cartoon.
Was it?
It was just a different day.
Fair enough.
Yeah. They took it to Toonami later on when they realized that Samurai Jack was just better off being on Toonami.
Yeah. And then I think
the New York City edition actually covered this a little bit with their whole nostalgia throwback to the back in the day. And they did, I think, cover they touched on Toonami and they touched on cartoon, where these again are, because remember, the guys from the New York City edition are younger than both of us. Not by much.
But younger.
And these are also, they were on the tail end of these cartoons.
Yeah. So they get.
They're not like you and me who are just big fucking nerds.
We're not gonna say they get grandfathered in. Let's say they get uncled in.
Because then you can go with the stupid generation that has a show called Uncle Daddy. Yeah.
Was this created in the South?
And I think it was Uncle Granddad or something. I don't know, but it's a Cartoon Network.
Was it still created in the South? Because that's the only place that makes sense.
I don't know, honestly. But it was like one of those things that came out around the same time as like the Miss Gumball.
Oh, the Adventures of Gumball.
Yeah. It came out around the same time.
Chowder,
like that pancake show.
Yeah.
Like the Sailor Kid with the whale.
Yeah.
I don't know. These are all cartoons that were way after I stopped watching Cartoon Network.
Yeah. But since we're touching on some of these nostalgia, I'm going to put out a plea to somebody to remake some of these other classic cartoons.
But make it well.
But yeah, make them well. That never really got that remake play or that consideration. I'm talking about the Bionic Six. And if anybody remembers the Bionic Six, we are in the same army because I used to love that show. I had a lot of the figures. What about the
Centurions?
I was just about to touch on the Centurions, the Tiger Sharks, the Silverhawks.
Basically all the cartoons that were in the same vein as She-Ra, He-Man, Thundercats.
Yeah. But yeah, for those of us who don't know, the Tiger Sharks were kind of like the Thundercats, except they would dive into this pool on their ship and they would get attributes
of different sharks.
Different sea animals. Because you had Octavia who turned into an octopus.
Right.
Dolph turned into a dolphin. Lorca turned into a killer whale. And then you had Mako who became a shark.
Right. But then also
Walrus.
We could also touch on the fact that there's a couple of 90s shows that I think would be well done if they were done correctly.
Bring back Are You Afraid of the Dark?
SWAT Cats.
SWAT Cats too. But definitely bring back Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Biker Mice from Mars.
Or
that shark show.
Street Sharks.
Yes.
Street Sharks was actually pretty good. As a small child, I was hesitant about Street Sharks.
I had the toys.
I did too. I got a couple. I'm not going to lie.
My brother, I think, might still have them in the storage unit. I don't know.
I think it's possible. I'm sure if I dug into my parents' basement, I could find some. I could find some classic WWF figures. Those big wireframe ones. Ooh. I know there's a couple of those in there.
Yeah.
My mom claims that there is a toy from my youth that's probably worth a lot of money in our garage.
Stretch Armstrong?
No, I will talk about it off camera because if anybody hears me talking about it, they might try to rob my parents.
Nobody knows where your parents live.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but we could talk about it off camera, or we could talk about it on a completely different episode. Ha! I rob you for that shit. And I do know where your parents live.
Yeah.
Anyways, but like these are shows that I don't think would be bad to be rebooted, but it has to be done correctly. Not like this fucking bullshit that they're trying to force down our throats and say, it's great.
The Centurions, the Tiger Sharks, the Silverhawks, and there's another one that I am...
if you can't remember, then we can just add it later.
If you wanna go maybe a little further on, how about a nice, like, well-made remake of Gravedale High?
I could see it.
Oh wait, no, I see the one problem with Gravedale High. Because
Monsters High?
No, you have the main, like, notable talent from that show who has refused to ever do television ever again, or television or movies ever again. That was Rick Moranis.
He hasn't refused.
I thought he said he would never do it again.
No. Rick Moranis is doing the Ghostbusters 3, number 1. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
And it's the entire original cast. It's not a remake.
No.
It's a reboot.
It's a reboot.
Right. Which is we should probably explain the difference between a reboot and a remake. Because we are actually talking about things that are either being rebooted or remade completely. I.e., the new Thundercats. They want to call it a reboot. Technically, it's a remake. Same thing with the one that was from a couple years back. That was a remake, not a reboot. And that's why a lot of people didn't like it, because they thought it would be the original, but with better animation.
Now, however, She-Ra was a reboot.
She-Ra is now considered a reboot. It technically also falls kind of in the lines of a remake, but it still follows true enough to the storyline that it's technically a reboot, and it sucks.
Speaking of such, reboot itself.
Bring it back.
They did.
And it sucked.
Yeah. So let's try again. We need Bob. We need Hexadecimator. Hexadecimal, thank you. There was a girl on the Long Arm World Rebels that called herself Hexadecimator, and she was a big fan of Reboot. That's why she picked that name.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Well, either way, there's a big difference between doing a reboot and doing a remake. This is what we're talking about here. We don't mind if you're rebooting our classic TV shows and doing it correctly. What we mind is you are remaking an original that is set in stone. Where it's like, no. You do some research. These are going to come up. This is going to come up, and you're going to be like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that?
Actually, no,
and you're going to be doing the fucking,
you're
going to do the meme of fucking Pulp Fiction. The fuck?
What was it originally called? I believe the original cartoon was called King Arthur and the Knights of Justice.
I think it was called King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table.
How about there? I think it was either Knights of the Round Table or the Knights of Justice. But it was a good cartoon.
Same with Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh my god!
The original
How could I have
and
forgotten
Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons that
The original cartoon
that I bought on a bootleg like 15 years ago
It's true.
at Icon.
It's true.
And I watched every episode and I loved it. And I was still living at home at the time, and my mom walked in on me watching Dungeons and Dragons, and she goes, "Where did you find that? Wasn't this the cartoon you watched when you were a little boy?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, no, out.
Do
watching.
not, like, no. Talk to me later when the show is off.
Even though my mom, who, bless her heart, has no idea about cartoons.
My mom does.
No, she thought for a brief moment that the Dungeon Master and Yoda might have been the same person.
Same animation.
But Dungeon Master wasn't green.
Still the same animation
And he
cells.
didn't have the big pointy ears either.
Still the same animation cells.
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
I mean, you're probably going from the same people that created an Ewok Christmas.
Hey, that was the first appointment. That was the first appearance of Boba Fett. Show some respect.
Either way.
That having been said, yeah. But there were so many other classic cartoons. And I know we're supposed to be complaining about
Can we
all
talk
these...
about the remakes, live action remakes?
Oh, you mean like the Cowboy Bebop that's coming out?
Well, actually, I wanted to talk first about how that garbage fire Death Note was.
The movie?
The movie was fucking dumpster fire. I turned it on for 15 minutes, turned it right off.
Okay. It was a dumpster fire with Willem Dafoe warming his hands over it, because that was the only redeeming part of that movie.
Not even. I still turned it off before he showed up.
You
I still turned it off before he showed up.
I understand, but you should have hung on, because it would have been worth it.
I tried so hard. I put it back on at the 15-minute mark. I went maybe another 5-10 minutes, and I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Thumbs down. No stars. Blocked off my fucking I couldn't. The second round guys actually, I think, did watch it, or they tried to, and all of us agree. Dumpster fire. Now, if they do that to Cowboy Bebop, I will go to Netflix headquarters and burn that motherfucker to the ground.
Burn it down.
Fucking Feinics style. Like, motherfuckers, please. You are taking one of quite possibly the greatest animes of all time. I have a signed poster by the creators of this fucking shit right here. You can't see it, but it's there. Okay?
I've seen it.
It's true. Okay? I met them at Comic-Con this year. They are amazing. This anime is amazing. I love this anime more than life itself. And, well, not life itself, but close to it. If you fuck this up like you did with Bleach,
I will find you. I will kill you.
Yeah,
but we already about to touch on it. The Bleach, I did not watch. The live action, however, FMA, Full Metal Alchemist, I did have the misfortune of watching. Now, there was one character that stayed pretty close to canon, and I enjoyed it, and that, unfortunately, was Gluttony. He said, "Leave no scraps." And he then proceeds to eat all the homunculi, and that was pretty damn cool. That aside, it was friggin' terrible.
Yeah.
It was a Terrible movie.
You're terrible.
Turble.
Terrible.
TRBL. Turble.
Terrible.
Turble.
Just terrible. Just terrible. I
Whoever created that movie, they was a knucklehead.
You know what? And what sucks is that I have so many friends of mine that are actually Full Metal Alchemist fans that are on the fence about it. Some really think that it was done well. Others are thinking, fuck you.
You think we're ranting about it. Imagine Eli, who has the freaking homunculus tattoo on her.
I don't know.
She's
pissed. Watching right now.
Shout out to Eli. What's up?
What up, chick? You got any short boards lately?
All right. So like I said,
shade.
There are so many classic cartoons out there that I'm honestly waiting to be properly remade. We touched on a couple of them, and there's probably some others that
we've missed.
Honestly,
I kind of would like to see the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy remade in a style that.
But you have to get Voltaire back to sing Brains, Brains, Brains.
Well, yeah. But I mean, we're talking like, but here's the other thing. Some of these cartoons cannot be remade or rebooted the way that we remember them because it's not PC anymore.
PC?
No, I know that. But you know that most networks will not run something that could cause the snowflakes to cry. You know, and that's probably why. If
you've got an issue, I don't got a tissue.
Not for you.
Fucking deal with it.
But see, I think that's another reason why a lot of our childhood stuffs are getting destroyed. Is because people are going, but the original hurt my feelings and we make it a little better so that my child can watch it and not be scarred or grow up a lesbian.
Well, I've just come up with the answer. It is a stroke of eureka. All these people that want to piss and moan about, oh, it's not PC and it hurt my feelings and it invaded my safe space. We're going to ship you all to Greenland.
Not even that. Greenland does need people, but not that badly. Why would you torture the poor people of Greenland?
Well, I figure even though we're calling them snowflakes, I don't plan on them surviving long.
That's true.
So we'll ship them all to Greenland.
No, but you know what? Seriously, on some real, it's like, I don't understand. Why mess with something that does not need to be messed with? Like, why mess with perfection?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. There are some shows, granted, yeah. Could they be done better? Would we love to see them in the updated anime styles or animation styles or even in fucking computer animation style? Yes.
You know what?
Of course.
I would love a properly made remake of Captain and the Game Master.
I could see that.
With the new Smash coming out, where they did feature Simon Belmont as a playable character.
They did.
You can remake it with the new, so you don't make him a joke.
True.
And you don't have Mega Man saying Mega everything. And Kid Icarus doesn't say Icus to everything.
Now, my whole thing is what is your take on all these new movie remakes of childhood cartoons that we have?
Examples?
Example, Dumbo. Example, The Lion King. Aladdin.
Okay. Aladdin, I'm going to reserve judgment on.
I still say it should never have been touched.
I was about to say, except my problem is I will never buy Will Smith as the genie.
No.
No. Because, as we said in the past, the genie was Robin Williams. And that is one of the roles that will never be touched. That and Mrs. Doubtfire should never be touched.
It's like
amongst others.
Amongst others. I mean, Patch Adams should never be touched. And all the
teacher.
Just leave Robin Williams' catalog alone.
Yeah.
Don't touch it.
That is off limits.
Don't fucking touch it.
Off limits.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, I'm cautiously optimistic about the live-action Lion King.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
I'm cautiously
super
optimistic.
Excited about it.
I watched the trailer and I'm with it.
Did you know that the trailer is now the second most watched trailer in YouTube history?
The
only trailer to ever beat it right now is the Avengers Infinity War. And it's not leading by that much.
Mm-hmm.
So over time, as we get closer and more trailers come out, there's a very good chance the Lion King could unseat Infinity War.
Now, Lion King, I'm behind it because you got the original Mufasa. I saw that little snippet where it showed a certain creature stampeding down and my heart felt a little ripped out for a second.
Oh my god, yeah, that's true.
I am not looking forward to seeing that scene
in 4K.
in live CGI.
Neither am I.
But
Wonder if
okay,
we'll get blood.
let's move on to Dumbo. They didn't really
Tim Burton.
Cautiously optimistic, but they didn't show me enough
That's why.
to sell me.
Tim Burton. It's Tim Burton. Okay, think back to when Tim Burton did Batman and the original trailers for Batman and the original trailers for Batman Returns and the original trailers for any fucking Tim Burton movie that's come out. Did they show a lot in the original trailers?
Really. Alice in Wonderland, they showed a fair amount.
That's because it's Disney.
Fair enough.
Right? This is Disney, but they're allowing Tim Burton's crazy imagination to run.
They're allowing Tim Burton to be Tim Burton.
Right. And I think it's going to be dark and crazy and probably a little bit more PC because we can't have those crows.
No. Why not? I know it's not PC, but why not? They were amusing.
They were, but we can't have them now. Not in this climate.
Meh.
Unfortunately, even Tim Burton can't get away with that.
But you know what part of the movie I am greatly looking forward to?
No.
With Tim Burton's spin on it? Pink elephants on parade.
Oh my god.
Pink elephants on parade.
That's going to be probably like one of those trippy things that I'm going to have to get tattooed on me somewhere. Because it's just fucking amazing. Like, his artwork alone makes me just go, yes.
Yes.
So if he designed and drew the pink elephants, yes.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be creepy as hell.
I'm with it.
They're gonna be like
I'm with
rotting
it.
and zombie-like, and I'm all with that.
I am all about that life right now.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, we're cautiously optimistic about
The Lion King.
The Lion King. We are cautiously
And
optimistic
Dumbo.
about Dumbo. About Aladdin.
We'll see. I kind of like the way they did the Cave of Wonders, where
Anything can be done with CGI now.
yeah, I know, but it's just like,
Dude. Tony, what do you
I'm
feel about
kinda-
the Cave of Wonders?
yeah. But the Disney did start these live action remakes. I believe Alice in Wonderland was the first one.
No. Cinderella was.
No.
Are you sure?
No, no. Alice in Wonderland came first. Then, actually, Through the Looking Glass was even before.
Cinderella?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We'll have to fact check that after we, But I'm pretty sure that I'll fact check it right now.
I'm doing it right now.
All right. Well,
I got you.
I mean, give me a Phoenix fact, bud. I mean, what was the first live action remake that Disney introduced of cartoons that we loved as children? Was it Alice in Wonderland?
I'm looking it up
I
right
know
now.
you are. I know.
Alice in
you are.
Wonderland, 2010.
Okay.
Cinderella, 2015.
I didn't doubt you. I just want to know what was the actual first.
It was Alice in Wonderland.
So Alice in Wonderland was the actual first one.
Live action remake of a classic Disney movie.
And it was still Tim Burton.
Yeah, it was still Tim Burton. Yeah. Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
anything Tim Burton touches, as far as I'm concerned, is gold.
Those of you out there that want to live action remake all these classic Disney movies, I have a quest for you. And if you don't do it right, I'll kill you.
He might.
Remake The Black Cauldron. Live action Black Cauldron would be phenomenal if done properly.
If done properly, I would love to see a live action Gurky.
Live action Gurky. Live action The Horned King.
What?
What?
I mean, seriously,
Let me tell you, Chow.
Then this is the thing. I've actually said this before about the Black Cauldron. The Black
It's my
Cauldron,
favorite Disney movie.
The Black Cauldron fell in between Robin Hood and The Little Mermaid. And it actually happened to be in that small space of Disney time before we had what they called the Disney Renaissance, which actually did start with The Little Mermaid.
Yes, it did.
Right.
That's we're talking The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
No, Beauty and the Beast was first.
I'm just listing.
Right.
Yeah, Hunchback of Notre Dame.
But we're talking the Disney Renaissance period where it was like all these amazing movies before, and this is actually right during when Toy Story came out.
Yes.
So technically, if you want to go, it's 1987 to about 1994, 95.
Since you just touched on it, coming very, very soon, Toy Story 4.
I'm going to cry.
As long as they don't murder it, I'm going to be right there next to you.
They got Keanu fucking Reeves in it.
But at the end of Toy Story 3, when Andy gave all his
toys away, I was hysterical crying. I don't care. I'm not ashamed.
I was sitting with people watching it, and the first words out of my mouth was, "I'm not crying. You're crying."
I started complaining about the onion ninjas that were
Yeah.
coming and bothering me.
You,
I'm,
you didn't go for onion ghosts?
no, onion ninjas.
Onion ninjas?
You want to know why? Because they're so wah with their ninja.
The onion.
Get it? The ninja cuts it and then wah! But wow.
Like old school Sega Shinobi.
You know, that may be another movie that could be possibly revamped if they do it correctly. Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay.
The original sucked. That's what I'm saying. You could get.
But the original was better than the second one.
Facts. But that was a continuation, not a remake or a reboot.
I'm gonna say it was a reboot because you changed actors for Raiden. Because the first one was Christophe Lembier and the second one was James Remar.
Well, maybe they just couldn't get him back. But either way.
Well, because Christophe Lembier saw what a abortion that movie was.
Either way, we should probably start wrapping this up.
Yes.
Because we have terrible things to talk about off air. And get ready for Saturday.
Saturday after WinterCon. The WinterCon after party.
At Clara's in Bushwick.
Yep.
Join us.
Be there. Be there or be square.
Well, seriously, there's going to be all sorts of things happening. There's raffles. There's going to be free beer. There's going to be prizes. There's going to be Bomber Barn being played. And obviously, we're going to be doing the shot game that we're going to create for it. Your favorite second round crew is going to be there. We're going to be there. I mean, it's
and like I said, if this broadcast gets over 250 likes.
I'm not keeping the outfit on unless it gets that.
Yeah. If we get past 250 likes, we will keep our holiday Luna and Artemis on for the party. And
in the middle of fucking Bushwick.
Well, honestly, we're gonna be dressed more acceptably than half the people that live in Bushwick. I mean, you know, we're not gonna look
hipsterizing, actually.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say we're not gonna look like we tumbled through a thrift store and just kept on whatever stuck to us. But anyway, till next week. I am Josh Feinics. This is Jade Feinics, and this is the Feinics Gate. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later, alligator. Bye bye. Off. Why is it not turning off?